on One Always There.
Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, nurses accorded for their role in the fight against COVID-19. Public cautioned against falling victim to fraud. Universal Church strengthens its welfare initiatives. And goals galore as defending champions Khomasnapple thrash Unambokis.
More than 20 young nurses and midwifery graduates from the International University of Management were recently reminded of the task that awaits as they prepare to enter the world of healthcare and how crucial their role is, especially during the fight against the mysterious and deadly coronavirus. According to a statement made by Health Minister Kalumbi Shangula, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases amongst health workers in Namibia stands at 554, with 530 recoveries and 3 deaths. This was said by IUM founder and council chairperson David Namwandi during the oath-taking ceremony of nursing and midwifery graduates held at the institution's main campus.
Country know that the above scenario is not to instill fear or a sense of fear, but rather to underscore just how valuable the nursing profession is. Director of Proceedings. The oath that our nurses are about to take is a solemn reminder that the nursing profession is not just a job. It is a calling. It is a profession which requires dedication, redoubled stamina to serve and support fellow human beings.
IUM Vice-Chancellor Professor Olodele Arwolo told the graduates that oath-taking serves as a reminder that the nursing profession is not just a call of duty, but a call inspired by their spirit and their belief in God.
As a nurse, midwife, under oath, all men and women are equal and deserve to be treated equally. The nursing and midwifery profession calls for immense sacrifice, and the oath you are about to take requires that you become selfless in the discharge of your responsibilities. In the clinical environment in which you are most likely to find yourself endlessly, it is no longer about you, but about your patient.
Nurses play a vital role both locally and globally. They are on the front lines caring for patients, often risking their health. According to a statement released in October this year by the International Council of Nurses, 1,500 nurses from 44 out of 195 countries succumbed to COVID-19, and it is estimated that more than 20,000 healthcare workers globally will die from the deadly virus. These scary statistics are therefore a reminder of the important role nurses play.
Imagine opening your Nedbank account anywhere, anytime by simply taking a selfie. Introducing Identity Today, a platform which enables you to open your Nedbank account, scan the Nedbank QR code with your smartphone camera, and immediately follow the instructions on the link that will open up in your web browser. Follow the simple steps to complete the account opening online form. Have your identity card or passport ready. Take a selfie and send it to us, and your new Nedbank account will be opened and confirmed in 3 minutes or less. Visit www.netbank.com.na to shift your account to Netbank today. Netbank. See money differently.
The Payment Association of Namibia, PAN, has expressed concern with the increase in fraudulent activities as syndicates target unsuspecting banking customers. The national lockdown has led to an increase in the usage of cards for goods and services via online platforms. During this festive season, as Namibians travel to various destinations to be with loved ones and take a break from the tough months of the year 2020, it is also a time that fraudsters take advantage and attempt to solicit banking information from individuals and get away with their hard-earned cash.
The one that I want to highlight at this point is the phishing, the form of fraud where fraudsters make a telephonic call to you. They will then start asking you information such as your bank, your name of the bank, your bank account number, your credit or debit card number, your expiry date, then also the card verification value. It's the 3 digits just at the back of your debit or credit card. And that they can, if they have that, then they can also use it on the internet and make e-commerce transactions by procuring services or goods. They will also try and ask for your PIN, your ATM PIN, or the one-time password. This information can be used to make card not present transactions. So that means once you've given them that information, you or your card does not need to be at that particular place in time. Fraudsters also trick you to believe that they are bank officials, and that is why they make this call to lure you actually in giving that information. They will also go a step further to make sure that you act immediately by telling you that your card can be compromised or that your account can actually be closed or suspended, on which basis you would then react immediately. But there is caution in all of this to be had in terms of making sure that you do not respond to unsolicited callers in this fashion.
PAN is responsible for managing the payment and transaction systems and processes in the country through the National Payment System. The International Fraud Awareness Week was held at the end of November, and PAN continues its campaign of informing the public and institutions on ways to protect themselves from fraud.
In terms of the theme, fraud in the wake of an economic slump, that is definitely very apt. Even though countries have moved towards easing lockdowns, we will appreciate that coronavirus pandemic has definitely hit the world very hard. Governments as well as central banks had to pump in a lot of money, millions of dollars, into the economies and slashed interest rates. So it is needless to say that if the governments have already done their bit, we as an individual in the public domain can also do our bit in terms of now preventing fraud by adhering to these tips to make sure that our hard-earned money is not going to go into the hands of a fraudster or a syndicate for that matter.
Today, N1 took to the streets and spoke to members of the public, where many narrated their experiences.
She gets random calls from unknown numbers saying that it's the bank calling her and she must give her ID number, her account number, and later when she sees it's just money that is disappearing from her phone because she has got cell phone banking, just see 3,000 gone there and stuff like that. But I would just like to warn the public against unknown numbers, because I know the bank won't be calling you and telling you give your ID number, give your bank details and stuff like that.
I've experienced it once. There was a time when I received a message stating that my cash, my money was stolen or something from the bank itself, and stuff. So it was traumatic for me also, it caused me so much pain and stuff, you see. Because, you know, we are all struggling in these countries and in the world. And so if someone just comes that day and then they take your money, I mean, it doesn't make sense at all.
There was people that called me with unknown number, and they called me that they are calling me that I must send them money. And then firstly, before I send the money, I asked them, where are you from? And then they said, we are from Wediva. And then they are saying apparently they are going to take the funeral, but they don't have taxi money, and the car that we're supposed to go with is the main. There is no petrol. And then from there, I just recognized that these people, they are talking rice. I didn't send them anymore. And then I called that person, and I called that person back. He didn't pick up because I know that he realized something, that this person, he might be realized something.
Rottenham encourages members of the public to be vigilant at all times and to contact their banker to report such calls or the PEN officers if need be.
The more fun, the merrier. Slip into holiday mode. Step out in style. Lady sandals, just $59.99. Why pay more this Christmas? It's your time to shine. Get more in store this festive. Life's better with Pep.
The Universal Church's Unisocial this year collaborated with various stakeholders such as Bulletin Namibia, Alliance Media, ShopRite, Checkers and Standard Bank Namibia amongst others in reaching out to learners at Okeka's Primary School in Katutura, hosting an end-year function for them as part of their feeding schemes. The organization, which is a social wing of the Universal Church, was initiated as a help center in the year 2000 for the purpose of providing assistance and improving the living conditions of the vulnerable communities through outreach programs and feeding schemes. Its vice chairperson explains.
Currently, we are involved with 4 different schools whereby we feed over 4,000 learners. During the break time, we have this nutritious meals whereby we go there every break time. And then on a daily basis, every week we feed these children, and this is the feeding scheme that we've been running for years. And now as we transitioned, we added on the objectives and all the goals that we had, and we have branched out. We have branched out over 23 towns in Namibia, and we even have a lot of projects. We have the UniTSS whereby we assist university students with paying half of the tuition fees, whereby we've seen that many people have talents, they have dreams, but due to the fact that they don't have funds, they can't further their objectives and dreams. So this is where we came in and to say that let's help with 50%. And then we also have projects such as the Angels of the Night, which is run by my colleague over here, whereby he works with the kids on the streets. It doesn't matter the ages, the young ones and the bigger ones, whereby we have projects, we feed them every Sunday, and also have programs with them to interact, to make them feel that they are as normal as anyone else and that they can do better than what they are doing at the moment. We also have a project within the orphanages. We have orphanages that we visit, but within Orlindi, we work there every week, whereby we provide a hamper of food on a weekly basis. We have the old age home project as well, whereby we go every week to Senior Park, and then we spend moments. We have moments that we do their nails, we eat something together, and we have a moment where we sit together and talk, because you know the elderly love to talk. So we give this hand to say we have this time, we take time out of our time to go spend time with them and just have them talk to us.
Alliance Media was one of the stakeholders at the initiative, whose sales executive noted that this has been made crucial by the COVID-19 outbreak for corporates to reach out to the vulnerable. Unisocial will further have other initiatives outside outreaches and feeding schemes, one of them being Operation Kick-Off, which is aimed at assisting school-going children with their academics.
We are expecting new more things that we are going to be doing within the coming year 2020-21, and we have a lot more that we are going to do as we are enhanced and we are broad all over the nation. We have different kinds of people that are involved, and we are having great plans ahead, and the members of the public, we are sure that the Unisocial reaches everywhere, and as we are reaching, we are aimed to help to improve people's lives. One of the plans that we have for the year 2021 is that it's a project that we are actually continuing, that we began in 2020, which is called the Operation Kickoff Project, where we register a number of kids, and at least about 30 to 40 kids that we are registering, and we take care of them. We take over their academic year, and we cater them with their school uniform. We buy for them school clothes. We buy for them. We also hand over with them monthly hampers, which is worth a box. A hampers is worth $1,200 Namibian dollars, and this is to about all these kids. And the finances that are catering these projects is from the streets and the street volunteers that we go out. We raise funds. All of that, it works together, and we cater the lives of the people in this way.
The school principal extended gratitude and certificates of appreciation towards stakeholders involved in the initiative.
The first round of the Women's Super Cup, which kicked off on Friday night, the 4th of December, brought excitement as goals poured all over, with defending champions Commerce Nampol FC beating Unam Bokis 5-1. The defending champions of the Women's Super Cup came out convincing in their first Group C match against the Clever Girls of Unam with a comfortable 5-1 victory. The game started on a high as both teams showed great hunger to score first, but the defending champions through Ndapewa Katuta showed why they are champions as she broke the deadlock with a long free kick midway through the first half. As the game continued, more instructions from the head coach of Unam, Tuba Sibada, made sure the home team equalized from what was a mistake by the Commerce Nampol FC goalkeeper as she saved the initial shot before turning with the ball over the line into the goal post, which pondered the referee to give the goal as the game ended in a stalemate at half-time. The beginning of the second half saw more scoring chances from both sides, but the defending champions proved more clinical as they capitalized from defensive errors by the home side's defense to score 4 goals to grab victory to top Group C with 1 match to play against Girls Football Academy. In a post-match interview after the match against Commerce Nampol FC, Unam Bokis head coach Tuba Sibanda reiterated that it has been a difficult period for her team as they have been engaged in schoolwork, but is optimistic going into their second match against Girls Football Academy.
I mean, it didn't feel like such a tough match, you know, to be honest with you. Obviously, as I explained in the previous interview, we had very little preparation time, just trained through November with very few girls because most of them were writing exams. We have a very young team that I'm looking to build, like the 14-year-old I just put in the last 5 minutes. You could see the confidence, you could see the team that's developing is a team that's coming up. So I'm really, really proud of the girls. I'm proud of the fight. As you could see, the first half, you know, we were 1-1. It was a draw in the first half, and we had enough chances going forward as well. And they just exploited our mistakes, and it was just the mistakes that we made that cost us the game and cost us those goals that we could have also gotten. We just have one more game coming up, and going into that game, we'll take that same momentum, that same energy. We'll try to, you know, play smart, reserve energy, because obviously we are a team that is not so fit right now. And yeah, looking forward to the next match.
Commerce Nampol Football Club manager Adelino Baptista said that hard work was the key to their victory on the day.
Well, actually, the first 15 minutes, it wasn't easy at all. It was a bit kind of difficult, maybe because the ladies, our girls, have not been playing matches for a while, you know, due to COVID-19. But after the first half, we went back inside the dressing room, then we strategized for how we can get more goals, and it keeps coming. There's nothing new. We just keep on working very hard. I'm a coach that believes in hard work. There's no way you can win a game without working hard. We just continue from where we left again.
The second round of the Super Cup will be played on Friday 11th of December 2020 and the 12th of December 2020 respectively. Here are the full results of the first round of match day 1.
In other leading stories, the Southern Africa COVID-19 Humanitarian and Remittance Relief Fund has allocated £333,000 to Namibia for emergency assistance to communities worst affected by the impact of COVID-19. The UK announced the provision of £7 million to provide much-needed essential services and food assistance to almost 750,000 people, including 14,000 households and nearly 500,000 migrants who have been adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic across Southern Africa. The region has been hard hit by a prolonged drought, and the COVID-19 pandemic has further deepened the food insecurity situation, placing 18 million people across Southern Africa at risk of hunger for the remainder of this year. In Namibia, this money will be used to help tackle food security in communities that have been heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies and the Namibia Red Cross Society, this support will target 2,500 households, which includes 12,500 people, including 6,375 women and 6,000 children. Support will be provided in the form of cash, agricultural and gardening input, and the rehabilitation of water points for livestock. And Namibia Breweries Limited, a subsidiary of the Old Harbour and List Group, reaffirmed its commitment towards the fight against cancer with an annual donation of $140,000 Namibia dollars to the Cancer Association of Namibia and the Dr. A.B. May Cancer Care Centre. NBL Managing Director Marco Venk officially handed over the donation to the CAN Chief Executive Officer Rolf Hansen and Dr. Anel Zitzman, Head of the Medical Oncology Center at the Windhoek Central Hospital. Venk noted that the past year has been incredibly difficult and has taken its toll on people's health and livelihoods. CEO of CAN, Rolf Hansen, noted that never having wavered in their commitment to support the Cancer Association of Namibia in its mission to eradicate cancer in the country, the relationship between Namibia Breweries Limited and CAN has impacted the lives of thousands through the years.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Affirmative Repositioning Movement, AR, says that the ruling party, SWAPO, has been reduced to the official opposition party in Windhoek after the party failed to secure a two-thirds majority out of the 15 councillor seats in the city of Windhoek. Konjeni said the AR should stop calling people names and deliver on land before their year in leadership comes to an end. Emmanuel said a good start would be having houses that will cost below $500,000 that are to be paid off in 5 years like vehicles. Jopolina said that she is not impressed by the talks but prefers action. Precious said the ruling party has not delivered on services to the city. Moses said that the youth are the leaders of today and not tomorrow. Members of the Eternal Glory Ministries International recently gathered in front of the Walfish Bay Magistrate Court demanding the release of their church leader Prophet Kaitanius Shilimela, well known as Atomic Bomb. Naniska said if he committed the crime then he should stay in jail. Aaron said since he is a prophet, he must prophesy as to why he cannot get bail. Perry said perhaps someone should define the meaning of the term criminal. While Moretti said the prophet can get bail but must give back the 400,000 Namibia dollars. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on TDN1.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Widespread thunder showers are expected in the Zambezi region this weekend, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior partly cloudy at hot to very hot, with a few to isolated thunder showers over the eastern half of the interior, but scattered to widespread thunder showers in the Zambezi region, elsewhere sunny and hot to very hot. The coast partly cloudy and cool with fog patches in the morning, and the wind moderate to fresh southwesterly.
In a time of uncertainty, false news, and fear, learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow. Learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers, learn on. Learn on. Until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on. Until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on. On sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees, at kitchen tables, in riverbeds. Learning doesn't only happen between four walls. Learning happens in the small space of your enormous, beautiful mind. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn on one. Invite learning in.
On BBC World News, the biggest African and international news stories focus on Africa.